YETIS, how you doing this morning? It is Thursday, April 9th, and we got a few updates because next week is spring break, and we got some stuff going on after spring break we need to talk about really quickly. Okay, so guys, we miss you. Hope everybody's doing well. Please reach out if you need anything. Just remember, the most important thing you can be doing right now is communicating with your teachers. And if something isn't going well, let us know. We're really on your side through this whole thing. And we understand that there's been a lot of work and a lot of things, but we want to see it be successful. So communicate if you need anything. All right, spring break is next week. We will be off. There will be no expectation that you do work, and we'll be back to school on April 20th. Okay, so just so you know, a couple things that have been going on. We are now a magnet school, which is pretty cool. We're doing the same thing we're going to be doing. It just kind of gives us a formal title that we are a magnet for transformational education. We're accepting enrollment and applications for next school year. If you know people who should be with us, reach out and tell them to apply. But don't worry, you are all already in for next year. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to have 2 days of a Be Legendary class. You'll have no other courses, no English, math, science, or social studies, just 2 days of Be Legendary after spring break. I'll talk more about that in a minute. We have a new schedule. We'll be teaching new content with grades that will actually give you a proficiency grade at the end of the school year. And then end of the year planning, we'll talk about all those things going on, especially for our graduates. Okay, so after spring break, when we come back on April 20th, there will only be one class uploaded for you to work on April 20th and 21st. Those are going to be non-academic content, meaning no English, math, science, or social studies. You'll just be working on Be Legendary. As you remember, the purpose of Be Legendary was to give you the skills to be most successful. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift gears and give you the skills to be most successful for the rest of this school year, knowing that we're going to be doing this distance learning thing for a bit longer. All right, so you are required to do that class. That's part of your grade. So please make sure that you're signed on and doing that work on those 2 days. We're going to have an opportunity to check in and connect. We're going to do breakouts and small groups and kind of talk about how things are going in person at 12:30 on April 20th and 21st. So the schedule for a live meeting will be at 12:30 p.m. on those 2 days. We're going to go over the new schedule that we're talking about. I'll do that today as well, and make a plan to address how we get work done. If you can't get work done, what communication looks like. Again, we're super open to you guys giving us feedback on what you can and can't do in this tough time. Creating a schedule that that's going to be best for you, right? Some of us get up and we work early. Some of you guys like to work late. We want to know what your schedule is going to be. And then we're going to create a plan for Unplugged and Fridays. And I'm going to talk more about Friday afternoon requirements and stuff like that at the end of this video. All right, keep going. New schedule after spring break. We are going to move from 5-day contact week to 4 days where teachers will post material. And every Friday will just be a work day for you, okay? So no teachers will be uploading new content or new classwork or stuff like that. On Fridays, it'll just be a day for you to hammer out your work. It'll also be a day for teachers to hammer out their work. But Fridays will look a little different. Okay, so we're also going to schedule in times for virtual meetings because teachers are going to be teaching new content. And if they are teaching new content and you want to join in on the class live while it's going on, you can at these times. Also, we'll record those classes and post them. And then we'll have daily opportunities to check in, kind of like what we've been doing for lunch on Fridays. So what that looks like is this, okay? So nothing until 10:15 as far as your classes go, but from 8:15 to 10:15, that's when you check in. You start working and making a to-do list and all the stuff that you need to do, and teachers would be available if you need to request a meeting during that time as well, by request. And then 10:15 to 11:25, if period 1 is going to hold a meeting, that's when it will be. 11:30 to 12, open meet and eat, an open Zoom lunch. And then periods 2 and period 7. So as we've been doing on Mondays, periods 1, 2, and 7, we've just designated some times that if the class wants to meet live, this is when it would happen. Again, there's no expectation. There's going to be no mandatory meet that you have to meet at this time if your schedule is a little different than ours. What we're giving you is the schedule that teachers are going to use, all right? But you'll have access to all of your stuff kind of on demand if you need it. So everything will also be recorded and uploaded, okay? And then on Fridays, you'll see now Fridays are just a work day with an open opportunity to meet at lunchtime. And we'll talk about more about experiential learning, unplugged, and things like that on Friday afternoons. Basically, if you have done 12 Fridays, you're done for the school year. If you haven't done 12 rather than 18, we knocked it down. 12 Fridays, we'll give you some ideas on how to complete your Fridays for this year. All right. Hopefully that answers any questions. And then the last thing, if you look at Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday lunches, what we get here is junior high is all going to meet on Tuesday at lunch. High school is going to meet at Wednesday at lunch, and then graduates are going to meet on Thursdays at lunch. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. But again, this is just a set schedule for teachers and when they're going to be available, when they're going to hold classes. We'll talk more later about how your schedule could follow this exactly, or you could make your schedule that best fits for you, knowing that some of the parameters of how teachers are going to work are on this. Okay. All right. New content. Teachers are going to be teaching new content. You're now going to be getting proficiency grades. Teachers are going to be delivering instruction. So because this distance learning thing has gone for a while, we've got to kind of go back to school, so that's what's going to happen after spring break. But just remember, the expectation is you do what you can. And if you can't do what we're asking of you, you need to communicate with your teachers. The only problem that we have is whenever you don't communicate. If you're silent, we just wonder if you're okay. And we wonder why you're not telling us why you're not doing your work. So, that's the expectation. All right. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. Basically, we're going to be teaching the stuff that is most important for you to be successful next year. We're not going to get through as much as we would have if we had been in school, and that's okay. Everything's going to be available for you, whether you sign on during the class or on your schedule, and we're going to try to make it fun. All right, end of the year activities, prom, personal projects, portfolios, graduation. Here we go. All right, prom. I believe there's going to be communication coming out about a prom plan, a virtual prom plan. All right, Summit High School is in control of that. I'll send it to you as soon as I get it. Personal project showcase. All right, personal projects are due May 6th, and you're still going to present them virtually. They should be nearly done at this point. We've checked in. Most people have been working on them all year, but important that you communicate if you're having troubles, and you need to identify that like now. But it's still due May 6th, and we'll do it virtually. And remember, we're not grading some amazing final product. What we're grading is your process journal. That's what we're grading. It's about the process of learning. Portfolio defense. All right, we're also going to be scheduling out your portfolio defense for graduates. But here's kind of the differing portfolio content from other years because of our unique situation. So for Fridays, you only need 12 Fridays this year. For community service, you only need 6 hours of community service this year. And the personal project is still 30 hours, but talk to us if you need a plan, right? And then for graduates, please make sure you attend our Thursday lunch Zoom meetings so we can talk about, keeping you up on everything you need for graduation. All right, the graduation ceremony, right now we're scheduled to be back. So it's still May 21st, 5 p.m. at Dillon Amphitheater with a backup in case it snows. However, what we know is real is that COVID-19 could affect our ability to meet in a large group and have our graduation ceremony. And that stinks. It is the most important day of the year for me, for all of you, and for our school. And what I promise you is, no matter what, you'll be eligible for a diploma this year. And we're going to take into consideration the fact that we've been out of school. And as soon as possible, we are going to hold an amazing, amazing graduation celebration and do the whole thing with the cap and gown. Every graduate will have that opportunity, and it will be held as soon as everybody feels that it's right. So we'll be talking to you guys about when you want to do that, if it can't be on May 21st. Okay, that's all I got. Hopefully I went through that quickly and you're not sitting there too long. We miss you. Please pay attention to a lot of that important information, especially make sure that you are in and on the computer April 20th and 21st and at 12:30 on those days, we're going to meet together as a school, all right, to talk about the rest of the year. Thank you, and we love you. Take care of yourselves and make sure you take care of each other too. All right, we'll talk to you soon.